So recently, I just got around to seeing John Wick Chapter 4 as someone who's a big fan of the first three movies. And I remember when the first trailer came around for the first John Wick film. And this was like a month prior to its film release. And it took everybody by surprise. And at first, we were all skeptical, including myself, before this movie was released. We didn't know that this was going to be a big success, and surprisingly, it was. It really revived Keanu Reeves' career because for years, since after the Matrix movies, he's just been going after more movies that were going to straight to home video, video on demand and stuff. But John Wick is going to be. It was a film that took everybody by surprise. It was a great, simple revenge story, and I'm still going to stand by that the first movie to me is still my favorite out of all of them because the story itself was a lot better and it was a lot more deeper than the rest. Not that I don't like the chapter 2 and 3, because though chapter 2 and 3 was great, just chapter 2 was doing a great job by expanding the lore of the whole assassin underworld of the Continental Hotel. And chapter 3, it was all about him surviving, and then they really explored through the lore in the whole the seat at the high table. Now in the fourth installment of John Wick, now he's gonna have to go after the seat of the high table and win his freedom. And in order to do that, he's gonna have to come across and face his powerful allies along the way. After coming out of this theater, this film did not disappoint. They continue to top this. This is the perfect John Wick film, a perfect action film that we've had in the last decade. Now, like I said before, the first movie had a better story and it was much more deeper, but as a John Wick film, Chapter 4 really did top it with the whole great, incredible action set pieces. The choreography just continues to not disappoint. Keanu Reeves' John Wick just like continuously to knock it out of the park. He is meant to play this character. This is definitely made for him, and him doing his seeing his doing action stunt work was absolutely incredible. I continue to jaw drop every time I see it. I loved a lot of these new supporting characters like Donnie Yen. He easily stole the entire spotlight. His screen time with him and Keanu Reeves was incredible. It was golden. When I've heard that Donnie Yen was going to be in this movie, I was very excited and I was on board. But at the same time, I was a little concerned, like, or how he's going to be used in the movie. Was he going to be used just a throwaway henchman? No, Donnie Yen's character had a bigger arc in this movie than we thought he would, and it was so emotionally compelling, and I loved his character. You get where he's coming from and why he wants to go after John Wick, and it made more sense for the story wise, and he had a great character arc. And also, he's playing another blind character, since in the last time we saw him play a blind character was in Star Wars Rogue One. This one, like, I kind of like this character a lot more than I did with Rogue One. He was so badass and very fierceful. He was pretty much on the level with like Charlie Cox's Daredevil. Seeing the fight scenes between him and Keanu Reeves was awesome. And there's another supporting character that had another great arc, Mr. Nobody, who is a tracker, and he has his dog who is awesome. I love this new character, Mr. Nobody. I loved his arc as well, and I loved his dog. His dog was used perfectly in this movie. He was the type of dog that you can be used in a horror film, like more of a monster flick. Once you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. And there's this one sequences in which, this is not a spoiler. This is out online for everybody to see, so you'll know what I'm talking about. The whole camera work that they did right above the whole from a top point of view, that was done from a video game like style, like from Diablo, and like kind of like League of Legends style. The whole gameplay, the whole top point of view sequences, it slaps. It was done so well and done right, my jaw hit the floor when I watched it. It was like, wow, I cannot believe that the Chad Stahelski really crushed it. His directing again just continues to crush it. He directed like pretty much all four of these movies, and he continued to not disappoint. Even though in the first movie he did co-direct it with David Leitch, but the rest of the three movies he just did not disappoint. I love the set design. I love the cinematography. The music score was great. Ian McShane, who is incredible as Winston. I can continue to love him every time I watch him on screen. And then Lance Riddick, which RIP to him, which it was a sad, tragic loss that we just heard recently about the passing of him before the release of John Wick Chapter 4. I wished he had a little bit more screen time in the fourth movie, but you know what? When he shows up on screen, he crushes it. And it, again, I was a little surprised about his passing. It just took us all by shock. And he's such an incredible actor. I and Bill Skarsgård as the main antagonist, who was the Marquis, who was part of the highest table, he was such a great menacing villain. He's the kind of character that you still want to hate so much, and I thought Bill Skarsgård really crushed it. Again, the action set pieces was incredible. They continue to keep topping it every time, and it never ends. The whole sequences in the Continental Hotel in Japan was incredible. It was awesome. I feel like this film is opening up to some of the introduction of these characters who have a bigger arc in this movie is probably going to be set up for this future spin-off of the John Wick franchise, which I believe that that's what they're going to do. I could be wrong, but I believe that that's what they'll be doing. And at the end of the day, this movie is amazing. Yes, there are some times where they go too over the top with the stunt work and the whole loss of physics that just like goes ridiculously absurd. But you know what? It didn't bother me. As long as I really care about these characters and I can follow through the journey and be invested, that can be very forgiving. Yes, we're all gonna be laughing about it and make a bunch of video memes that comes into our mind, but you know what, it doesn't matter. It still was very entertaining, and that's what I got out of this movie. Overall, this is my one of my favorite movies of the year so far. There's still a lot more to come, and we're a little bit early in the stage of 2023. This is the best film since I put this movie right next to Creed 3. This is a banger, and this is a movie you need to go out and see this in theaters right away. Do not sleep on it. Do not wait for this movie to go to streaming. This will entertain you. And yes, this is pretty much closer to a 3 hour movie, and this is the longest of the franchise. Did it feel like 3 hours? Yes. But that being said, this is a 3 hour runtime that was very well earned, in my opinion, and I did not feel bored of it, not 1 minute. And also stay for the end credit scene. Now, if you've seen this movie, what did you think of it? Did you really enjoy this film? Did it live up to your expectations, or were you one of the people that were very disappointed by it? Jump down in the comment section below and leave me your thoughts. And if you want to see more of my videos on TikTok, go and give me a follow on my page.